So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel. And if you feel that any of my previous videos or if this video helps you out, so please subscribe to my channel. Okay, so in the previous video we created an array of int pointers first, then each int pointer is basically creating another integer array, which is basically a row. In this case we create the 2D array, dynamically create 2D array using this idea, okay, of creating one single strip of memory to store a 2D array. Okay, now how is this gonna work? So if I have if I initialize a 2D array ARR 3, 4 as say values. So if I have something like this, okay, so when you have simply something like this, say ARR 3, 4, okay, this will contain all the garbage values. There is no initialization here, okay, which we saw in the previous case, in the previous video. In this case, we have initialized the values as well. Okay, so when you do something like this, you get something in the memory. Okay, so we're gonna start with a fresh memory. So this behind the scenes is not stored as a grid. It is stored as one single strip of memory, and it is stored in a row major order. That is, if I have this, right, 14, 11, 3, 93 as my first row, then I have 4, 20, 8 and 67 as my second row, and 100, 38, 41 and 56 as my third row. Okay, so you get one single strip to hold 12 integers. Okay, and it is stored in row major order. There is another column major order where you store column by column. We don't go there, we stay with row major order. Okay, so first row is 14, 11, 3 and 93. Okay, then the second row is, so this is your first row stored. Okay, then we have right after this, okay, because there's one single contiguous block, we say 420. The second row is 867. This is your second row. Okay, then 100, 38, 41 and 56. This is your third row. Okay, so 12 integers row by row all stored together. So this is first row, okay, second row and third row. So whatever be the number of rows, right, they're stored row by row. We are taking example of 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay, and you can get a pointer to this first location as int ptr. You get address to the first location from ARR, the variable that stores the 2D array. Okay, then you can do pointer plus 0. Okay, then pointer plus 1, pointer plus 2, pointer plus 3, pointer plus 4, pointer plus 5, pointer plus 6, pointer plus 7, pointer plus 8, pointer plus 9, pointer plus 10, pointer plus 11, which we did in the previous video. Let me just do that here as well. So if I have something like this, okay, so I will say in ptr is ARR now. Okay, I'm not going to change any value. Okay, so for 3 into 4, okay, so 3 rows 4 columns, and I will get the pointer plus ith location. So I start with 14, then 11, then 393. Okay, and so on. So you'll see, so 14, 11, 393 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, then 420, 67, 428, 67 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. Okay, then 138, 41, 56. Okay, so since we get an idea that this is stored as one single strip, we can also do this dynamically. Okay, so in order to store a 2D array like this dynamically in one single strip, I'll say let's just take number of rows as 3, number of columns is 4. I'll say my int ARR2 because I'm storing a single strip of memory as my 2D array. I'm going to say this is int pointer malloc. How many integers I need? Size of int into number of rows into number of columns. Okay, and then I can set the corresponding values. So if you have something like this, let me just redraw this here. Okay, so I have 14, 11. Okay, so in a single 1D array, in something like this, my indices are going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and this is my first row, this is my second row, and this is my third row. So when I do something like this, okay, I get one single chunk of memory. Okay, it has some garbage values inside, I don't know. There is a variable ARR2, okay, ARR2 of type int pointer storing the address of the first location of this array. Okay, it is say ADDR, say maybe 8. So this is ADDR 8. Okay, and I will use this 1D array in this very format to store my 2D array here. Okay, so in order to get the I comma jth location from this, you see simply do, okay, arr of ij, okay, gives the value at ith row and jth column, right? Okay, so how do I set my ith row and jth column here? So my I is 0 1 2 and my j is 0 1 2 3. So 14 is at 0 0, 11 it is 0 1, this is 0 2 0 3. Okay, so if I take I comma j, so arr of 0 0 is 14 here. I want to store 14 for I and j. So how do I translate this I and j to this particular index which is 0? I'm gonna say this ijth location in this 2D array translates to I into columns plus j in this 1D array, in this array, okay, for 1D array. Okay, so I comma jth location in 2D array corresponds to I into columns plus jth location in 1D array. That is, if 0 0 is 14, I into columns plus j, 0 into columns is going to be 0 plus j is going to be 0. So 0 0 translates to 0, which is okay. Then we have 0 comma 1, which is going to be 0 into columns plus j, 0 plus j, this is going to be 1. Okay, so this value 11 goes at 1. So this is arr of ij. Okay, and this is your corresponding location in 1D array. Okay, so let me just redraw this here. So for 0 0 we get 0. Okay, for 0 comma 1 we get 1. Okay, for 0 comma 2, okay, the value is 3. So 0 into columns plus j will give you 2. So at index 2 we have 3. Okay, all right, for 0 comma 3 it is 0 into columns plus 3, which is 3. So value 93 goes at index 3. Okay, so we are able to, using this formula, set a value at ijth location in this 2D array to a corresponding, you say, x location, okay, in this 1D array. All right, okay, then we move on to the next row. Okay, so it is 1 comma 0. So now it is 1 into columns plus j, 1 into 4 plus j, 1 into 4 plus 0 is 4. Okay, so at index 4 in this 1D array goes the value 4. Okay, so index 1 in index 4 in this value goes the value 4. Okay, then we have 1 comma 1. Okay, 1 into 4 plus 1 will give you 5. Okay, so at index 5 goes the value 20. At index 5 goes the value 20. Similarly, then we have 1 comma 2. 1 into 4 plus 2 gives you 6. So at index 6 goes the value 1 2 is 8. 8 goes to index 6. All right, okay, so you can get the index x where to store this I comma jth value. Okay, so if you just want to simply copy values, okay, copy values from the given 2D array into our 1D array, okay, which is basically storing a 2D array. So let me just copy this, okay, and we have rows and columns in this case. Okay, okay, so we saw that the corresponding index x for the 1D array, okay, we say int x is I into columns plus j, I into columns plus j. Okay, and this arr 2 of x is going to be arr of I comma j. Okay, so let me just print this 1D array. Okay, print array, I'll pass arr2 and we pass size, which is rows into columns. Okay, so changing a line. Okay, all right, so basically using this 1D array to store our 2D array. All right, okay, and this 1D array is dynamically allocated. Okay, so you see 14 11 393 420 867 38 30 56. Okay, so you can get the ijth location by doing I into columns plus j. All right, then I will say void print array 2D. Okay, Print this single array as a 2D array, rows and columns. Okay, so you say this exact same thing. Okay, rows and columns, you get x, and then you print f percent d space arr of x. Okay, and then you change a line after each row, and then you finally change a line as well. Okay, so now printing this 1D array as 2D array, so I'll say print array 2D pass arr2, which is dynamically allocated rows columns. Okay, so okay, 14 11 393 428 67 138 41 56. Okay, all right, so you can use one single strip of memory, okay, a 1D array to store your 2D array. Okay, all right, and then you can free, so free arr2. Okay, and it will be all fine. Okay, don't do free arr, that is going to be a problem. If you do this, it will say this was not dynamically allocated, this was not allocated. Basically, attempt to call free a non-heap object. Okay, breakpoint. Okay, pointer being free was not allocated. Okay, don't do this. Okay, this memory which is given when you create an array like this is automatically collected. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, now if you want to get the corresponding ij from x, okay, how do you get that? So I have x values 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, you want to get your I and your j. All right, and we have rows as 3, columns as 4. So I is going to be x integer division columns, j is going to be x percent columns. Okay, so columns is 4, so this is going to be x by 4, and this is going to be x percent 4. So 0 by 4 is going to give you 0 0 0 0. 4 by 4 is 1, 5 by 5 is 1, 6 by 6, 7 by 7, 7 by 4 is 1, integer division. Okay, then 8 by 4 2 2 2 2. Okay, so these values 0 1 2 3 belong to the first row. 0 1 2 3 belong to the first row. Then 4 5 6 7 belong to the second row. Okay, then 8 9 10 11 will belong to the third row, index 2. Okay, then we have j is x percent 4, so this is going to be 0 1 2 3, then 0 1 2 3 again, then 0 1 2 3 again. Okay, so 0 0 value is at index 0 x, so 0 0 value at index 0 x. Then we have 1 comma 0 value at index 4, 1 comma 0 value at index 4, then we have 2 comma 0 value at index 8. At index 8 we have 2 comma 0 2 comma 0 100. Okay, all right, so I hope this is clear on how we are trying to store a 2D array like this in a single strip of memory dynamically allocated. Okay, so I hope this concept is clear, that we are trying to store this 2D array, okay, into one single strip of memory. Okay, we can get the corresponding index to which value at location I comma j in this 2D array is stored, and then from x we get the corresponding from index x we can also get the corresponding I and j, okay, where this value is stored in a 2D array. Okay, all right, you should remember this formula and this formula. Okay, you will come across this formula some or the other time when you are coding. Okay, so I hope this was helpful and you like this video. So if there is any doubt, there's a part you don't understand, please let me know in the comments. I always try to answer all your comments. You can also let me know in the comments if there's a question you want to solve or the concept you want me to discuss. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.